Hey, it's Stipe here, the coach of Helsinki Hijinks. It's the 9th week of Fela, and I've had some interesting experiences lately. I just moved to a new house, so I'm not gonna talk that loud because it echoes in my room a lot, and I'm not sure how hard my talking will be heard to other rooms, and I'm the kind of person that really likes to make himself heard in a way. So I can't really talk that loud. Also, since the last video I made, even though I just uploaded it like 2 minutes ago, I made it a lot earlier. Or did I? I don't even remember. I was in I was in I was in England, in London and Liverpool. I was meeting people from another league, from Fela, which was pretty damn cool. Like, to meet people you've met on a Pokemon League, it's pretty cool thing to like do. So I did that, and now I'm back from there, and in a new apartment because I moved, as I think I just said, because I'm going to start my university studies in the city of Turku. So, but like nobody cares anyway, so I just guess I should move on to talk shit about my opponent, who is S4W9, the coach of Colorado Avaluggs. I think he has a record of 3 and 5, but basically he has just, given up pretty much. He's bringing that same team every week since like week 2, with the exception of week 3, which was a different kind of a team. Anyway, actually there's a pretty interesting statistic fact named that we faced once. It was in the Fela Little Cup League, and he won me because I literally, I'm not even exaggerating, that was the biggest joke I've ever made. Literally, like I was so tired that I misclicked twice in a row to lose that game, and that cost me the game. That was pretty much my first ever loss in league format, but I don't usually count it because it was a Little Cup League. So, but now I'm definitely looking forward to revenge, and it should be easy because he's not been playing all that seriously. Although I built my team in like this was by far the shortest time I've used to build, but I had like 3 test battles, so that's kind of balancing that lack of prep there. So just quick recap of my team. It's Muse, Comrie, Azumarill, Mega Houndoom, Tangrowth, Dragalge, Dugtrio, Braviary, Ninetales, Rotom, Executor, and Cloyster. Whereas the potential 12 months of Survive or Mega Manectric Bishop as of Cobalion, Crobat, Arcanine, Jellicent, Sandslash, Cloyster, Tauros, Roselia, and Umbreon. However, the 6 that he's brought a lot of times are Cobalion, Crobat, Jellicent, Sandslash, Tauros, and Umbreon. So, so the way I built this is that I have a good way to basically 5-0 if he brings those 6 months, and if he doesn't, I still win him. Basically. So as you can see, I have a lead Dugtrio with Rocks, Memento, and just random stuff there. I don't know, Sucker Punch might even be cool to hit Mega Manectric and Crobat mainly, but I have answers for them, I think. Anyway, Night Slash is cool for Azelf, Jellicent. Like, even if I can use it just to pop a possible Culberberry from Jellicent, that's very cool. And yeah, that's it pretty much. And then my plan is to set up Rocks first turn, Memento up second turn, bring in Azumarill and Belgium third turn, and win the game the following 6 turns. So 9 turns is the optimal length for the battle, I feel. Like if I get up a Belgium and he brings those 6 months, there's not much he can do. Like I can't one-shot Cobalion with an Aqua Jet, but he can't KO me back anyway. I don't have Citrus because Lumberry allows me to set up on Jellicent and Umbreon without any drawbacks, pretty much. Setting up on Crobat is a bit risky because he could have Taunt, but then again if he has Taunt he'll use it on Dugtrio, so I'll know that anyway. I can't... I mean I can set up on Cobalion if I've Mementoed first, and same goes to Tauros. I'm pretty sure that any kind of offensive Tauros I do kill with +6 Aqua Jet. Intimidate Tauros is a problem, but I doubt he'll bring it, even though Tom, who I prepped with, he did bring it. But his Tom, he brings crazy stuff for fun. I'm not sure, but I feel that Survives isn't really gonna bring any fun sets, because he's not enjoying this game as much at the moment. And I just have a crazy amount of speed, because I just simply don't want to be outsped by Jellicent or Umbreon, or like, this is absolutely unnecessary big amount of speed, but I just don't want to get outsped. Okay, so basically if he brings anything else, I have other good mons. So I have this pretty much same set that I had last week against Gmars. I mean 2 weeks ago against Gmars. Wake Berry to kind of set up against Mega Man Electric if he wants to bring it. So it's a pretty straightforward bring against my Braviary. So let's say I've got the revenge kill something, he brings it in, I can just set up a Tailwind, he'll give me +1 with the Intimidate, and I can just set up Tailwind and get a few kills from there. This is a very nice coverage against his team, and well, it's a very nice coverage against most teams. So there's that, enough speed to outspeed a Jolly B-Sharp. I think here's enough. Actually, I have max speed for no reason, but I mean, I don't mind. Like if the Mega Man, he's trying to be a bit ballsy with Mega Man Electric speed tiers, it doesn't matter. Like I don't need bulk anyway, so like why run it? I would have the speed creep as of anyway, so I can't even run Modest or anything. And I have Mew. Dork had a what are they called? A bold prediction that I won't bring a Stallbreaker Mew once this season, but unfortunately, well, Dork is gone anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I bring this basically because I built this very quickly, so I really didn't feel like doing anything too fancy, and secondly because this is very good against this team. I can Will-O-Wisp anything that Psychic doesn't hit, and like I can even, I'm pretty sure I can even 1v1 Umbreon if I want to with this Muset if I just get it Wisped. It kind of depends on how much he can do with Foul Play. I'm assuming he has Foul Play as an offensive move, but I can taunt it so it can't do anything to me. I have Colbur Burst so I can Wisp on B-Sharp if I want to, or if I need to. And it's also very nice against Tauros. I can Wisp it, I can Wisp Crobat, pretty much anything to be honest. And Psychic is there because it can hit everything except B-Sharp and Umbreon. As I said, Wisp is enough to deal with those two, I think. And then I have also for B-Sharp especially, I have this defensive Rocky Helmet Tangrowth, pretty standard again. Well, maybe not the set, but Break is there for, especially for B-Sharp. Knockoff is there for Azelf, Jellicent mainly, and Roselia too. I can knock off a possible Eviolite. Giga Drain for stab and recovery, and Lychee to, I can maybe catch Crobat on a switch and deal some extra damage. This is also more that I can switch into Crobat once and then just like pivot into Crobat and then switch out to kind of deal some damage on it if I feel that. And overall I feel tank growth will deal very well against his physically offensive mons like Brick Break, deals damage to Cobalion, and Giga Train to Sun Slash, and so on. And last I have one more. Setup Sweeper, it's my Mega Houndoom with a Nasty Blood Darkness, Flamethrower, Destiny Bond. I actually was debating to bring the same set as last week with Flame Charge, but I figured that, I mean, I don't even know, like, it would be very cool, to be honest, because I could have a very good chance to beat him, actually, but if I get the both up, but I just figured that I have like Azu and Braviary will do enough, so I can maybe get up Nasty Blood, kill something, and then just go for Destiny Bonded if it looks that way that I can kill something. And like the biggest problem with Mega Houndoom is that it can't outspeed Manectric and Crobat, and like I can't actually too well switch into either of those, especially Crobats. I mean, I can switch into Tank Growth, do a lot of damage to it, but there's always a chance that he roosts. So I have to be careful with the Crobat, definitely. But if I get +6 Azu, the Crobat will die. I'm pretty sure even very bulky set will die. So that's nice. So that's my team, and I hope I can get a win. I especially hope I can get a big win. SFJ actually lost his last week, I mean this week battle actually, because I'm a bit late. So I'm back in top 4, so I hope that I can win this to retain my good position. But losing isn't too bad either, honestly, but I prefer winning, of course. And I feel I definitely have the matchup here, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so here you can see the team he brought, and it's a bit surprising because he doesn't bring the 6 that I thought he would. I don't know, mainly because he just doesn't. I mean, especially after the battle, he said that he just doesn't care at all. But he cared enough to make another team, so he definitely kinda, I guess, wanted to have a little chance to beat me. I don't know, honestly. Or then he just realized that Azumarill indeed does beat the 6 that he's gonna bring. So he did bring something else, but as I told in the team builder part that I have prepared, so I'm not too worried, even though he brings a Glowitzer, which I didn't really expect at all, or well, obviously I didn't expect, but I didn't plan at all, but I have a Def Mew with Colbur Berries, so, you know, that should be enough. So, I don't really see any too good of a lead matchup here, so I actually just decided to lead up with Dugtrio, because at least I can set up rocks and then see what the situation is, as he leads up with Crobat, and he does a lot of damage with U-turn, and later on I see that he's Bandit, and he actually can be either Jolly or Adamant, so it kinda comes into play which one he is. He brings in Roselia, and I make the calculations. I see that if I memento up, I can actually set up a Bellitrum on the Roselia. However, he goes for Toxic Spikes, so I just have to hope that either he does not have Sleep Powder, which is kind of a bad move to have with a Toxic Spike, or that he doesn't get a poison with Sludge Bomb, and he doesn't, which means that I get a knockoff, and knockoff is actually it was an easy like crit didn't matter at all. Like you will see the calc there, because I actually showed to the people in the you know, who are watching, so you can see it did at least 130% anyway. He brings in a Manectric, I can just Aqua Jet it to death. He brings in Arcanon, and I decide that like I don't want to take the risk that he does not have extreme speed, and I just go for Aqua Jet, and he actually doesn't. So I get 3 kills with Azumarill, which is nice, and I just don't want to let B Sharp set up on me. I could have been I could have switched out expecting Sucker Punch. I could have belly jumped to kinda stall out Sucker Punches, but I didn't want him to set up SDs or anything. And also I didn't want to switch out um, because of the T spikes. So it actually goes for sub on my tank growth, which doesn't matter because I just like also I was kind of like thinking of going for maybe Leech It if Crobat was to come in, but I just go for Brick Break. It was in front of me, and that's good because he sets up a sub, and he just keeps doing that. I'm kind of afraid that maybe he has a Salak Berry or something, even though that wouldn't really matter, but it just goes for Iron Head, reveals Life Orb, and takes also the Rocky Helmet damage. So in comes the Clawitzer, and my thought process with my next play is that I actually thought that the Toxic Spikes will get synchronized, but they don't, so the Clawitzer don't get poisoned. But it doesn't matter, and by the Ice Beam damage I immediately see that he must be Specs. I don't even have to calculate, I just know his Specs. And what I can do is just Roost once. I actually thought that he might be faster. I don't even know if max speed Clawitzer can outspeed. I think at level 100 it's actually a speed tie, but I'm not sure about level 50. Like if it was timid max speed. Anyway, I wisp the Clawitzer, and now I can basically just I can roost up and just stall the thing out. And thanks to my thanks to the poison, I can't even be frozen, which is pretty nice actually in this situation. Because the Crobat, okay, I didn't calc at the beginning of the game, so I actually don't know the Crobat set at the moment. But basically, I'm very confident that I can beat the Crobat with the rest of my monsters. So okay, now I make a bad play. Next turn, that's not necessarily a bad play. That actually was my best play, but I just did it too early. I should have waited 1 or 2 turns before I make the play. But I kind of wanted to just end the game in a cool way, which actually was my best play now that I think of it, but I just should have done it a bit later. So I go switching to Houndoom. My plan is to go for Flame Judge, which actually I once again last minute changed it over Destiny Bond. So I go for Flame Judge, hoping it maybe KOs, but it's not even a 3 KO. So he actually with Ice Beam and Poison, I will die next turn, no matter what. So what I actually decided to do is to switch into Mew and preserve my Houndoom, maybe for differential. And that was actually a pretty important play from me, because now there's only the Crobat left, which turns out to be Bandit, and if he's Adamant Band, he has a very good chance. I mean, it's about 50% chance to kill my Braviary with 1 Brave Bird. But if he is Adamant, my Houndoom will outspeed it with 1 point. So that's why it's extremely important that I did have that Houndoom still left alive. I didn't realize that during the battle, but that's how it was. And I'm very glad that I preserved it, even though he turned out to be Jolly. So it didn't even matter, but it could have mattered. So it was Jolly, so my Braviary wasn't even in too big of a risk to die. It was, of course, there's always a crit, but he didn't get crit, and overall this was a very hacks-free match. Even no like 2 crucial rolls or anything. I think no crits really, which would have mattered or anything. So yeah, I won him, and I don't know, like survival seemed like he was just uh, he thought like I was thinking too much with all the skaks and all, but honestly I built 10 minutes for this battle and then had okay, I had 3 prep battles, but I legit built 10 minutes for this battle and brought pretty standard sets stuff. So this was a weird battle because I pretty much knew that I'm gonna win, and I did. I still have 2 battles that I would like to win. I may not have to win both of them, at least one, but there's a slight chance that if I don't win, um, if I only win one of them, I won't make the playoffs. I definitely have to win one more. Like that's what I definitely have to do, a necessity. But that was a game for today, and next week we are gonna have a weather war, sun versus rain, as we face Crump. So until then, this is Type signing out. Thanks for watching. Bye.